It's like trying to propose to a girl on the first date. Hello everybody, welcome to Search. This week we will talk about why you need an SEO marketing audit and a full marketing strategy. Joe, we see this often with prospects as well as clients. Somebody will come to us and we look at a functionality that they might need, or we look at their metrics, their Google Analytics, and we often see that they don't have a real marketing strategy and a lot of lowest hanging fruit in terms of their website or their SEO. So when we speak to these prospects, we try to guide them in the right direction. And the first step is basically to see where they are currently at. Now, when you look at the types of projects that we deal with and the types of prospects, when I come to you and I say, hey, Joe, I need an audit in 24 hours for this website that's doing, $8 million annually. What do you see with business owners? What do you feel like the challenge is for them to go to the next step?
Well, really the biggest challenge is the business owner taking that next step. And that next step is having an expert perform a full detailed SEO audit for you. Putting together an entire SEO audit in 24 hours is not feasible. There are so many things that us as marketers need to look at and dissect within not only their Google Analytics, but also the back end of their site, as well as many other third-party tools that we use to assess the health of their SEO, in order for us to put together an audit that can then provide enough detail and insight so they can move forward with the strategy. So the audit in 24 hours, very, very difficult to do if in fact it's a detailed audit, right? Because we always get this all the time. Well, yeah, we can put together a quick audit, but that isn't going to give you as much insight or guide you in the right direction as much as if you were to actually give us a retainer, let us do a full, thorough deep dive, and then put that deep dive into action with an execution schedule following.
Yep. And what Google did recently, and we're going to post this link on this post as well, Google did a study and there's a report, and the report basically talks about nurture. And the reason that we've been screaming nurture your clients, nurture your prospects, nurture the buyers on your website for your e-commerce site. The reason we've been saying this over and over again is because the sales cycle is not a 1, 2, 3 step sales cycle anymore. It's really more complex than that. And all of this is integrated. So Joe, when you look at an audit, let's say a marketing audit or an SEO audit, I know that we have to look at conversions. We have to look at your social media. We have to have an omni-channel approach. Tell us, when you do an audit like this, what elements are you looking at? You're not just looking at content or the keywords that are ranking. You're basically looking at a strategy. And I think this is the main differentiation when somebody says, hey, okay, do SEO for me for X dollars a month for the next 6 months. They don't really have a strategy. You can reach out to 10 other companies right now and ask for SEO quotes for them or marketing quotes on a monthly basis. And each one of them will send you an SEO quote or a marketing quote. None of them will tell you, wait, hold on, I can give you a quote. However, I don't even know you. I don't even know if I can help you or not. So why would I send you a quote when I don't know anything about your business? So if there's a company out there that you want to work with, they don't ask for access to your Google Analytics. They don't ask access to your e-commerce admin or your WordPress admin. They don't ask for access to your Google Search Console. Stay away from them because they are not getting to know you. It's like trying to propose to a girl on the first date. It just doesn't work because you didn't really get to know somebody or their metrics or what they want, what their objections are. So don't do this. This is why you need a professional paid SEO marketing audit. So what are these integrated elements that you look at when you do an audit like this?
Yeah, so there are many different things. And to what we were talking about earlier, a lot of other companies will just go ahead and send you an audit or send you a quote right off the bat. However, that audit doesn't really have context. So just because you have a couple 404 pages, just because you're missing a few meta titles, meta descriptions, That's not telling you what you need to do, right? Those are just tasks. That is not what's going to drive revenue at the end of the day. So when we look at a detailed SEO audit, we're not just looking at what keywords we're ranking for. We're not just looking at what pages we need to optimize. We're discussing this with the business owner, getting to learn not only their site, but getting to learn their business, what their margins are on certain products. Those are the products that we would like to prioritize in place of these other products that might not sell that often, or they don't have great margins, or they have a shaky supply chain issue with them, right? So these are the conversations that you need to have in order to even get started with an effective SEO audit, in order to get started moving forward with the strategy, and in order to get a quote, right, for this SEO plan. So a lot of times these business owners don't understand that they just blindly go with the cheapest number that they get from an SEO company. But at the end of the day, that SEO company didn't ask the right questions, right? They didn't follow up. They didn't take the time to learn about the business. And what we see is 3 to 6 months in, they clash, right? They end up hitting this wall where they end up just dropping off, wasting all this money for 6 months, and they come to us skeptical because they were burned, right? But at the end of the day, it's the business owner's fault, right? It wasn't the SEO agency who sent them a quick audit and sent them a quick quote. It's not their fault. It's the business owner's fault for not doing the right thing in the first place and hiring someone who took the time to learn about their business and analyze their site and their back-end operation fully before moving forward.
So if you're thinking about hiring an SEO firm or a marketing firm, you should pay for an audit. And ideally, this is what we say to our clients, that audit has to have a lot of value. If I do an SEO or a marketing audit for your organization, and I charge you, let's say, $3,000 for this SEO audit, if you are not completely blown away by that audit and how I present that audit to you, I'm ready to refund you 100% of the money. As a matter of fact, we always talk about the big, bad, bold offer that we have is if I'm going to do a project for you, if I cannot wow you in the first 90 days and I cannot get you those KPIs or hit those KPIs for you, I'm ready to do work for the next 90 days for free. The reason that I can afford to make a promise like this is because I am very confident about my team and my execution plan and my strategy when I talk to businesses. Now, Joe, yes, we're talking about an SEO audit or a marketing audit, but that's not the only thing that we review. We're talking about nurture here, right? SEO is not about ranking for keywords anymore. SEO is an opportunity for you to bring people to your website and then nurture through different keyword universes. I might find you for Christmas shirts, or I might find you for Christmas shirt ideas, right? Different intention, different intent. Now, we also look at conversion elements. If I do an audit and I realize that, yeah, your keywords are nice, you have potential, but if I see that you don't have secondary calls to actions, you don't have a sticky checkout, you don't have a sticky menu, you don't have trust building elements in your checkout, your lead generation form has 12 fields, I basically highlight those as well. Talk to us about why we do this. If it's an SEO audit or a marketing audit, why do we look at usability and conversion elements?
The short answer is because we build long-term relationships with our clients. And the only way that we can build that long-term relationship is if we can prove and show an ROI. And in order for us to deliver an ROI, we can't just send traffic to your site. That is not essentially an effective SEO strategy, right? We need to now convert that traffic that we're driving to your site. So that's how you're going to stay with us. That's how we're going to be lifelong partners. And that's our objective, and that's our value proposition at Optimum 7. Because we don't just promise, oh, we're going to increase your traffic and rankings. No, we're going to move your bottom line. That's what we're going to do. That's our value proposition. SEO is just a channel in which it's integrated with nurture funnels. It's integrated with conversion optimization elements. That everything there just plays a part and plays a role. You can't have, just one and not the other. Everything, again, we talk about an omni-channel approach. Everything needs to be in place in order for this strategy to work effectively. So that's the reason why we don't just look at traffic. We don't just look at keyword rankings. We look at your conversion, your site speed, your user metrics on your site. How are these users converting and moving down the funnel? And then at the same time, how are we nurturing these individuals that are leaving the site, or that have maybe abandoned the cart or abandoned the browser? So then we also look at how we can then continuously nurture them and increase our customer lifetime value, our average order value, all of these key metrics that at the end of the day move that bottom line. That is our primary focus.
Now, Joe, I love that you mentioned that, because Optimum 7 has been in business for 17 years now, and we have clients that have been with us for 17 years. We have clients who have paid that monthly SEO fee or that monthly marketing fee for 17 straight years. And I know everybody makes this claim, but what I want to do is I want to mention right now 4 clients that we've been working with for more than 5 years. Arlen Scales for 17 years, arlenscales.com, keys-to-your-door.com for 10 years, specialistid.com for 14 years, and worldwidecyclery.com for 4 years. These are legitimate businesses that do over $5 million in annual revenue that we've been working with, and they all started with an SEO audit. We did an advanced SEO audit for them. They all started with this product. And most of the time, business owners don't understand this, but we make money when you make money. You are not going to continue to pay me monthly fees if I don't increase your revenue, if I don't increase your bottom line. That's why, as Joe stated, we have to make sure that you're converting your website, that you have your phone number posted on your site, and that your salespeople are picking up the phone. I mean, you'd be surprised. 50% of the companies out there don't even know how to pick up the phone. They don't know how to train their salespeople. They don't know how to train their sales reps. So we pay attention to everything. When we do an audit, when we do an SEO or a marketing audit, it's going to have all these elements in that specific audit. And again, look, if you're working with a professional, if you're working with an expert, they're not going to do this for free. You're going to have to pay for this. Joe, how much should this SEO or marketing audit cost? How much time does it take you to actually build one of these audits?
Yeah, so you're looking at anywhere between 5 to 10 hours of nonstop digging. And that really, it varies based on the business, based on the size of the site. You know, is this a brand new brand? Or is this an existing, somewhat established e-commerce store? So all of those things play a part. And so we calculate based off of the size of the site, the product offering, the amount of pages and products that we would have to dig through. So you're looking at anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000, again, depending on the business.
And again, this is our promise. If I bill you for an audit, $1,000 to $5,000, and you're absolutely not happy with that audit, I'll refund it. You know, we're not in the business of conning people to pay us $1,000 to $5,000 for an audit. We're in the business of building long-term relationships. So the next time you go out there and talk to a vendor, talk to an SEO company, talk to a marketing company, make sure that they understand your business and they build a strategy based on your short-term, intermediate term, and long-term objectives. That's it for this week. We'll talk to you guys next week.